Raider Nation, what's going on? It's Mitchell Renz here, host of the Raiders Report, and I've watched a lot of Raiders games in my day. I have never been more embarrassed to be a Raiders fan than maybe the game that I just witnessed. This was supposed to be a statement game for this Pete Carroll coach team, and quite frankly, we just got our shit pushed in for 4 quarters, and we got absolutely mollywopped. We lost 41-24, and quite frankly, we should be counting our blessings that we only lost 41-24. I want to know a one-word reaction to this Raiders loss, and the one word that I'm going to use is embarrassing. It's embarrassing that our coaching staff doesn't know this team well enough to put JPJ at center and to move Jordan Meredith. It's embarrassing that our coaching staff can watch 4 quarters of that football game and not make any adjustments to that offensive line. It is embarrassing that this Raiders offense, you can't even evaluate your players because the O-line is so bad. It is embarrassing how soft this defense is, how soft our trenches are. It is embarrassing our special teams today, and it was embarrassing from top to bottom. Our offense sucked, our defense sucked, our special teams sucked, and if the Raiders don't leave Brennan Carroll in Washington, the only word that I can think of is nepotism. And we can use that as a one-word reaction. And I hate using that word, but how the hell can we make an argument that Brennan Carroll, the Raiders offensive line coach and the run game coordinator, deserves a job? Pete Carroll, I'm serious when I say this. Do your fucking job. It's a disgrace how bad this team looked. And it falls on your shoulders, Pete. This team was so unprepared. It looked like a Josh McDaniels, Antonio Pierce type of game. I am all for having a coach that wants to bring fun, that wants to bring excitement. But if we look this fucking bad all the fucking time, I'm going to lose my mind. This offensive line is a disgrace. And I'm frustrated because I mean this when I say this. John Spytek, I'm looking at you. Mark Davis, I'm looking at you. Pete Carroll, I'm looking at you. I know this team better than you do. Raider Nation knows this team better than you do. And if Raiders players want to come at me, I'm at Mitchell Renz 365. You guys know where to find me. I have watched this team. I have given up time. The amount of money that Raider Nation gives to this team. And what's frustrating is we feel like we know the team better than you. Why is Alex Kappa playing over Jackson Powers Johnson? Why is Dylan Parham still in the game? Did JPJ do something wrong? Because I don't have an answer for it. When Joe Philbin got the job last year and JPJ started playing center, it started to click a little bit more. I don't know what's going to have to happen I literally don't know, for this staff to realize that JPJ's got to play center. Jordan Meredith is a better left guard. If you guys need some help doing your job, then put out some flyers out there because jobs should be open. If nobody gets fired from the game that I watched today, you don't care about winning. And I'm just so sick and tired of, you think about the offseason. We kind of, obviously we moved on from Christian Wilkins, and I'm just bringing this up because this is what I thought of. The Raiders put out a statement, and they put out a statement about commitment to excellence. There was nothing about commitment to excellence today. Yes, the players got to go out there and they got to do their job. But quite frankly, I think if you're a Raiders player right now, you got to look yourself in the mirror and be like, am I really this soft of an individual? Am I really this much of a little bitch where I can't do simple things right and I'm just okay getting my shit pushed in over and over and over again? I know that I can't play in the NFL. I know I wasn't given the God-given abilities to play in the NFL. I am more than understanding of that. But at the same time, we're getting embarrassed, and it's coming down to physicality. It's coming down to want. It's coming down to, does this team care about commitment to excellence? And I know I'm going on a tangent here, but I had to watch that team play for 4 quarters, and I'm just so sick and tired of it. I'm just so sick to my stomach. I'm serious when I say this. If anybody out there wants Brennan Carroll to get fired, if anybody out there wants JPJ to play center, every single every single post that the Raiders put on Instagram, every single post the Raiders put on social media, I'm going to reply to it, fire Brennan Carroll, and start Jackson Powers Johnson at center. If you see me do that, I hope you hit the like button. I hope you hit the retweet button, because I know I'm a loud individual. I know how loud this show can be. but I know how loud we can be as a nation. We got Josh McDaniels fired. And if we got to get somebody else fired, because this is not a football team that's doing anything this season. Quite frankly, this is a football team that's going to get your franchise quarterback killed. It's going to be a football team that Max Crosby doesn't want to play for, and it's going to be a team that everybody's going to laugh at you up and down the field every single week. You lost to a backup quarterback. You lost to a team that you knew they were going to run the football. You knew they were going to run the football with Marcus Mariota because Jaden Daniels is out, and you give up 200 rushing yards. That's a piss-poor coaching effort. It's a piss-poor effort from top to bottom, and this Raiders team is fucking soft. This coaching staff doesn't know their players, and I'm just sick and tired of what I just witnessed. I'm just sick and tired of it, man. Raider Nation deserves so much better. And I'm just sick and tired of it. If any players, if any coaches got a problem, I'm at Mitchell Renz 365. Go on Google, look up the headquarters or Chat Sports. I'll be standing out there in front waiting for you. Geno today, I don't even know what to make of the numbers. 19 of 29, 289, 3 touchdowns. Like, you look at the box score, it looks good. Trey Tucker, thank the frickin' Lord, decided to show up today. Clearly the MVP for the Raiders was Trey Tucker. 9 targets, 8 catches, 145 yards, and 3 receiving touchdowns. And again, like, Geno did have a little bit of a bounce-back game, and I think we actually really have to give Geno credit for the game he played, because it's not easy to play that game when every time you call hike, you got guys coming at you left and right. Dylan Parham is a fat piece of shit. Jordan Meredith has no business playing center. Put him at guard. Parham, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what you're doing. I literally don't know what Dylan Parham is doing. And if you're telling me Dylan Parham is good enough to start on this offensive line, you're a freaking moron. If you're an offensive line coach and you're telling me that Dylan Parham is better than JPJ, you're a freaking moron. If you're telling me Alex Kappa is better than JPJ, you're a freaking moron. And then, the development of DJ Glaze. You can make an argument DJ Glaze might have been the worst guy on the entire line. Like, the how bad this offensive line looks, we look like it's the James Craig situation again. And I look at Brennan Carroll, I look at this entire team, and I'm just like, what on earth are we doing? And Jeanty was a little bit better today, but like, to me, Ryan Clark, you're a freaking moron. Like, Jeanty has that it factor. And you can see it when he gets running lanes. He's a really explosive running back that can freaking run you over. He can throw a stiff arm. He can do a lot of things. I want to give a credit also to Geno Smith. There was a play where Geno threw a block. Maybe we should put Geno out there at right tackle since nobody can block. Like, I even said today that maybe we should consider putting 6 offensive linemen out there. What's the most embarrassing part about the O-line, and the reason why it's hard for the offense to move, is because they're bringing 4. They're not like, yeah, you're going to get some blitzes here and there. It is their 4 guys against our 5. And our interior offensive line, our entire right side is getting work. Now, Jacoby, he had a solid game today at time. Like, he had a first play. It was 45 yards right down the field. And we're like, all right, that was a hell of a strike. But, like, this Raiders team sleepwalks. They're just not prepared. And this was a game where, again, you're not prepared. The opening kickoff, Deebo Samuel takes it, I don't even know, all the way down to the 27-yard line. You're already in a hole. Like, the Raiders even got bailed out a few times by, lack of penalties. There was one time Adam Butler jumped off sides. They didn't call it, and they ended up missing a field goal. Couldn't convert, couldn't do anything about it. Max Crosby, he's flying around the football field. I love the energy that Max is bringing, and he's going to be a frustrated individual, but, like, I need that effort from him. Like, the hustle play that Thomas Booker had to punch the ball out from, Marcus Mariota. That's a hell of a hustle play. But we got beat going deep. Today, the secondary looked kind of like how I thought this secondary was going to look. Today, the defense played kind of the way that I thought the defense would play. But also, we don't have any depth. And when you just get run on over and over and over again against the team that, what did you think they were going to do? Like, did you think that Marcus Mariota and the Commanders were going to come out and throw the football? They're going to run it. And for you guys not to be prepared to run it, that run by Jeremy McNichol where he took it 60 yards, he broke 4 to 5 tackles, and it's Jeremy McNichols, for the love of God. Like, this goes back to the 34-3 blowout loss that the Raiders had against the Jets. It goes back to where the Raiders don't cross midfield against New Orleans. It goes back to the game where the Raiders got whooped against Atlanta on the road. I don't know what it is about backup quarterbacks, But this is a team that clearly isn't mentally strong enough. It's a team that clearly doesn't want it bad enough. And I don't know who else to point the finger at, but Pete Carroll, you got to look at Pete and go, what is this? Because this team looks so lost right now. And what's concerning is, what are we? Are we the team that showed up today? Because that's a bottom 5 team in the NFL, and you're going to be picking top 5 in the NFL draft. Are we the team that showed up against the Chargers? And, that team's not great. That's probably a 6-win team. Are we the team against New England where even that game we're like, I don't think we played all that well, but we were still able to come away with a win? I don't know what the identity is of this football team. And I always say that teams take on the identity of their leaders. I think the problem is the offensive line is just such a fucking joke. And the offensive line coach, Brennan Carroll, doesn't know what he's doing. He doesn't know the talent that he has. He's got his head so far shoved up his asshole that when he farts, it sounds like, oh, and he's just not hearing anything. Coming up next here on the show, I got my 5 biggest takeaways from the game, and I know this is a long rant, but my God, this fucking team, man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I'm swearing as much as I have. I hate how much I'm swearing. I'm probably going to get a phone call from my mom and my dad saying, you're doing it too much. But at what time are we going to say it's too much? And I don't know how the coaching staff looked at that game today and just decided to make no changes, because it's sick to my stomach. I'm sick to my stomach. I want to give a shout-out, though, to today's sponsor, Prize Picks. Easy and exciting daily fantasy sports made easy. If you decide to watch the Raiders again, I'm sorry. Maybe you can win some money, which will actually put a smile on your face, because there's nothing to smile about right now from this Raiders team. As far as I'm concerned, I think every single player that wore a jersey today, not named Trey Tucker, probably crosses their legs when they drop a dump. And Prize Picks, they're simple to play. You just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections. If you get your picks right, you can cash in and win up to 2,000 times your money. Prize Picks puts their members first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. Prize Picks offers Venmo, Apple Pay, MasterCard, and more for quick and easy deposits into your account this football season. Prize Picks invented the flex play, which means you can still cash out even if your lineup isn't perfect. You can double your money even if one of your picks doesn't hit. Download the app today. Use code CLNS. Get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS. Get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, it's good to be right. Now, I'll say this. If anybody wants some Prize Pick advice going forward, if it has to do with the Raiders, go less. If it has to do going against the Raiders, go more. That's where I'm going to say is probably going to be the easiest way for you to put money in your pocket. Let's go to my top 5 takeaways for the offensive line, or for the Raiders against Washington. This offensive line is garbage, and that's actually probably an insult to garbage. I don't know what's worse than garbage. This is the worst offensive line that I've seen in a long time, because there's just no push. And what's frustrating is, why would you draft a running back at number 6 overall? I get Jeanty is an incredible talent, but it just goes back to, you watch this team the whole week, okay? And you're telling me Alex Kappa deserves to start at right guard. You're telling me Dylan Parham deserves to start at left guard. You're telling me Jordan Meredith deserves to start at center. I have a hard time believing that those are the proper adjustments that need to be made. And the offensive line was so bad. And here's my next point, and this is kind of where it fires me up more. I think Raider fans know this team better than this coaching staff. And I get it. There's been a lot of moving parts. New OC, new defensive coordinator. But to me, it's either you don't know this team well or you don't give a shit. I mean, to me, which one is it? Because you saw Dylan Parham, Dylan Parham, Meredith, that entire line do absolutely nothing so bad. Chip Kelly's even in the state up there screaming their heads off. And it's frustrating because we had the money in free agency. We had the draft picks in order to do it, which, speaking of draft picks, we drafted 11 guys. 5 of them were active today. I mean, is it time to put in Charles Grant? Is it time to put in Caleb Rogers? The problem is both of those guys are healthy inactives, right? Is it time to get Tonka Hemingway and J.J. Pegues some reps? Because our defensive line, you got a bunch of guys that are missing tackles. I'm serious when I say this. I think fans are smarter than this coaching staff, and it's a hurtful thing to say, because I'm not saying that I'm a better head coach than Pete Carroll. I'm not saying I'm a better defensive coordinator than Patrick Graham. I'm not saying I'm a better offensive coordinator than Chip Kelly. I just think that I know this team better. And there's going to be a day where they put JPJ at center, and they're going to try to take credit for it, and all of us are going to sit back and go, well, why the hell did it take so long? And the secondary, it's not good enough. We're giving up deep plays left and right. The lack of depth on the defensive line, it struggles. And why would you draft a running back when you didn't do anything to your offensive line? It's just unbelievably frustrating, and that's where this anger comes from. The anger comes from frustration. And people, fans, I hope players get mad at me. Quite frankly, if you're a Raiders player and you don't get upset about what I said to you today, I'd rather you just turn your jersey and turn your helmet in and go somewhere else, because that's the lack of commitment next. Quite frankly, if I don't get a single Raiders player or coach coming at me today, tomorrow, this team is even softer than I thought. Failed on all three levels. You failed on offense, you failed on defense, and you failed on special teams. It's really hard to win a football game when you do that. I don't know how many return yards the Commanders ended up getting, but you better thank your lucky stars that Jaden Daniels didn't play in this game, because I think if Jaden Daniels plays in this game, the Commanders probably drop a 50 burger on us. I mean, they had 400 total yards. They could have had a lot more. Time of possession advantage, Raiders. Again, I think you can't even really look at stats in this game because the stats are so skewed to the Raiders late in that game. But you failed on all three levels, and my nuts are so black and blue from the amount of times that this team decides to kick them in the nuts. I feel like that freaking meme where it's like that Asian guy, he's just standing there with his legs wide open, and his buddy is just wailing on him. I'll tell you this right now, my balls are sore. Let's go to this one. The team is soft. You can't tell me the team is soft. And I mean this team is soft mentally. This team is soft emotionally. This team is just soft. And the amount of missed tackles, the amount of guys going for punch-outs. Now, I don't know if they're going for punch-outs because they don't believe that the offense is good enough to be able to win. But to me, how do you not challenge one another, right? Why is I want to see Geno Smith go up to his offensive lineman and be like, hey, fuckface, start fucking blocking. I want to see Pete Carroll go up to Brennan Carroll, take off his headset a little bit and be like, hey, we got to do something different. If you have a game and you're just okay getting your shit pushed in like that, you're soft from top to bottom. I'm not just saying it from a football standpoint. We can't be okay with what we just saw. And yes, we are soft from a football standpoint. The amount of times this team tries to run the football and guys are 4 or 5 yards in the backfield, it's disgraceful. The last thing I'll say it's Trey Tucker showed up. And, one of my things that I talked about going into this game was how much Trey Tucker was actually getting open and how much I wanted the Raiders to use Trey Tucker more. And he's got 4 touchdown catches this season. He had 3 today. He's been a great bright spot. I did a video earlier this offseason of the number 1 sleeper wide receiver on your fantasy team from the Raiders. It's going to be Trey Tucker. Now, I'm not going to act like I saw this coming, but we just got to find more ways to get the ball in this guy's hands. He's dynamic. He deserves a shot. The Raiders are better when they do it. He's made a lot of clutch third down catches today. But overall, my 5 biggest takeaways are this offensive line is garbage. This coaching staff doesn't know the team, and the fans are smarter, and I think today proved it. You can't, if JPJ's healthy, you can't tell me that the fans aren't smarter. You failed on all 3 levels of the game. You tried to make a statement, and your statement is, my team sucks. This team is soft on and off the field. Luckily, Trey Tucker showed up, or else this would have been a much, much worse game. Mark Davis, I know you watch the show. I know you do, Mark. You have the opportunity here to do something, because I'll tell you this. Next week, Raiders-Bears, it's going to be a lot of Chicago fans there. Why? Because your prices that you're charging are outrageous for the product that is on the field. You wouldn't go to KFC if it was $30 for a chicken sandwich. Right now, we're KFC, and you're charging $30 to get in the door. It's an absolute joke, Mark. Make the prices cheaper. That way fans can actually show up. Because this team right now doesn't deserve your money. They don't. And if you don't want to go to the game, I'm not going to get mad at you. I'll be live next week here on the Raiders Report, hanging out with each and every one of y'all. So here's how our live schedule is going to go this week. I'm going to be live tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, probably still freaking the F out about what I just witnessed. I do want to apologize, everybody that made it this far in the show. I do not like to curse. I do not like to get that animated. But at the same time, I'm always going to be me on this show, and I'm always going to speak my mind. I think that's why people subscribe to this channel. It's because I'm a fan just like all y'all, and I'm emotional. And if you watch that game and you don't feel some type of way, I don't want you on my team. If you're a Raiders player and you're able to just leave the field and go, hey, it's on to next week, shame on you. Because that's a game where you can't just do that. Yeah, you probably have to have that mentality. I get it. But man, oh man. The other times I'm going to be live again, I'll be live for Monday Night Football this Monday. I'll be live also on Tuesday, 4 p.m. Eastern time. And then, quite frankly, if you're a Raiders fan, if game days are going to be like this, pull up on Thursday. We're going to get some beers flowing. We're going to have a good time. Jerry Danley was the MVP. Jerry, I'm still waiting on your 3 beers because the 3 you sent me are literally not possible to get. So if I don't get anything from you, Jerry, I guess I'll just go pick my own 3. Oh, man, tough game. Raiders lose 41-24. Changes are needed. Firings need to be happening. Bottom line, I'm just in the utmost disgust of this Raiders team because you guys are the softest football team in the NFL right now, and I'm sick to my stomach.